Hi guys, welcome to my mess. So I've been working on this project all day, hours and hours, and I'm getting near the end, and I thought, that I should share with you what I am working on. Let me make sure you're in frame. Okay. So my local art group that I meet with once a month, instead of just doing ATCs this month, we decided to kind of broaden it a little bit and do, like, we could either do an ATC or some kind of tag. And I wanted to do a sort of tag, but also something you could hang on the tree, like an ornament. And so I've been trying for a couple of weeks, and I'm a little late. I know it's after Christmas, but that's okay. They won't mind. Here's one of my fails. Okay, so I have this napkin, this Christmas napkin that I really like, that has this long Santa on it, but you kind of need like a horizontal and a vertical and a horizontal piece to get all of him and the toys, which I wanted, but I couldn't figure out how to do that, and I thought maybe I could just fold it up and do something, but I did not like how this turned out. I thought it's just too wacky. So I ditched that one. Too bad, because I really liked this little tag. I colored the snowman stamp with colored pencils, but oh well, not everything works. So I had another idea of doing a tag and then pockets on the tag, and then put tags in the pockets. And then, so I started working on that today, and that's really working good. I lost part of my prototype, but that's okay. I can show you what I started with. Was one of these game cards. I really like this shape, and I've been wanting to do something with it. I think I've done something with it before, maybe in a journal, but that's what I started with, and that's this shape here. So I covered it on one side. You can kind of see a little of the blue and red there underneath. But I covered it on this side with my super old German book, or it's got this gorgeous script. I really like it for old-fashioned looking things. So I've covered that on one side, and then I did some embossing here with a couple different stamps. And then I actually Mod Podged over that because I wanted to protect the surface a little bit. And I wasn't sure how it would go, like what it would do to the embossing, but it's fine. It didn't affect it at all, I don't think. It's still shiny, it's still, embossed, as in raised from the surface. So yeah, now it's just all protected, so that's nice. And then I put what do you call it? Not tracing paper, but oh dang it, now I'm not going to remember. Okay, I'll just put it on the screen here because I'm sure I'll remember later. But it's that paper, oh, glassine, that's it. Okay. I got some glassine paper, like instead of envelopes, I got the paper so that I could make it into whatever I wanted. And so I cut it into this size for a little pocket. And then I used some double-sided tape, and I actually cut this in half because I thought it was too wide. It takes up too much of the pocket. So I cut strips of this in half and did, you know, 3 pieces for each one. And then I've also put some lace, actually 2 different kinds of lace on top of each other on the sort of the edge of the pocket there, so you can see it better. And then I've also put a Christmas stamp on top of the pocket, and that's what I was doing when I thought I should turn the camera on, was I was gluing these stamps onto the pockets. So then I made a tag to go inside this pocket, and so I actually, oh, and this is just brown cardstock that I started with for this tag, and then I painted with some gesso. Didn't cover it completely because I like the look of the brown paper underneath, and then over the top of the gesso did some embossing with a stamp, and it turned out really well. I actually tested it before I went ahead and painted with the gesso because I wanted to make sure the embossing would work on top of that, and it works fine. There's a little bit of missed spots here with the stamp, and I think that's just because I didn't quite make it a flat surface with the gesso. You know, I didn't spread out my lines enough. So it's okay. You can still tell those are reindeer, like those reindeer. It looks good enough, I think. And then, let's see, on the other side of this, I just tore up some music paper. So I had a big sheet like this from a book of music with no words. And I used my decal edge ruler to rip it and just make it a little bit narrower than the size of this tag. So I ripped it looking at the tag to make sure it would be the right size. And then I've got some baker's twine in here, and I used a silver eyelet to match the silver embossing. Let's see. And then on the back of this, I've actually got 2 things. One is some old IBM paper, computer paper, that looks something like this. Actually, I've got several different kinds, and the kind I use on these, see, I actually accidentally didn't cover it on this one, but it's fine. But now you can see what is underneath the napkin is that green computer grid paper. I think it looks kind of cool. So, yeah, that's the 2 layers on there, and that's Mod Podged with the napkin. And I think I only did 1 layer of Mod Podge because it's not real sticky. It's pretty nice. And then I've got a green eyelet in the top of there because I wanted to match the green embossing of the holly leaves. And let's see, what is left? I am thinking I'm going to do 1 or 2 smaller pockets on this side, and then make littler tags and use these stamps. Actually, I might use this one. I was thinking I might use this one on the back, like just stamp him in red somewhere on the music. I thought that might be fun, a little dancing Santa. And actually I could emboss him too. I love embossing right now. And I really like this silver embossing. I just got this as a Christmas present, part of a pack of, it's called like the world's greatest embossing powder. I think it's put out by Stamp Mania, FREEBIES.com. And it came with like gold, silver, clear, what else? Midnight black and glacier white. So I used silver dollar on these, and I love how shiny it is. Really fun. Okay, so I think I'm gonna turn off the camera. I'll finish gluing my stamps on, and then I'll cut out my little tags and turn the camera back on. So I finally finished these tags. I had a little trouble with this glassine paper. So I think in the last segment I showed you I used double-sided sticky tape, and that did not stick very well. So I ended up having to glue it as well on most of these because it just kept coming up very annoyingly. I don't know why it doesn't stick. Maybe it has something to do with the Mod Podge, because I did coat this side in Mod Podge before I put the glassine pocket on most of them. I'm not sure, but in any case, I had to use the art glitter glue, which seems to work on anything, luckily. When I first glued it, it was very wrinkly, which was super annoying, but it seems to have flattened out pretty much. I mean, you can still see some wrinkles. And then I stapled it because I was not sure it was gonna stay. So first I waited until I got the other pocket, the pocket for the other side cut, and then glued. I did go ahead and glue it on, and again, see, it was super wrinkled when I first glued it, so I was worried it wasn't gonna look good, but it seems to flatten out as it dries. And then once I had that on, then I went ahead and stapled so that both sides are caught in that staple, so that should be permanent. Let's see. So yeah, I did put just one pocket on the back, and then I decided to make little tickets because I had these already ready. They were already cut out at least, and I just backed them with some Christmas paper, not cardstock because I think that would have been too thick to fit in the pocket, but just regular paper. And then I did a punch on one of the tickets. I did a star punch because I thought that would look fun. And each one of them, every one of them has different tickets because I had a bunch. I don't remember where I got them from, some Etsy digital. There are tons of them out there. And then I put 2 fibers in this tag. I was just going to do the red and white baker's twine, but then I found this fuzzy green, and I thought that would be really fun and added that to it. And then for the whole thing, I used this thin ribbon, which is a really nice burgundy red color. And put a dab of glue on the knots so that they would stay, because these tend to come undone, this kind of ribbon. And that's it. That's the final product. So I'm pretty happy with those. I'm glad they're done. Now I can send them out in the middle of January to my friends, my arty friends. And I hope they will like them. So I hope you guys enjoyed just seeing what I did here, even though I didn't show you the process. You can, you know, see how it all came together in the end. I don't remember if I had this on here before. I did add the little red embossed Santa to the side of the tag with the music. I thought that was a nice touch. This is actually called Red Dragon, this embossing powder, because it's red with glitter. I think it's gold glitter. So yeah, I think that is the last detail. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!